I overheard my fiancée telling her friends, I'm only marrying him because he's safe, not because he's exciting. I walked in and said, let's add some excitement. Then I called off the wedding on the spot. The silence was deafening. I, 31 male, am a civil engineer. I design bridges for a living. It's not glamorous, but it pays well, and I'm good at it. I make about $75,000 a year, own a townhouse, drive a sensible Honda Accord, and have a solid retirement fund. I'm not the life of the party. I'm the guy who shows up on time, remembers your birthday, and actually listens when you talk about your day. My fiancée, 29F, and I have been together for 4 years, engaged for 11 months. The wedding was supposed to be in 3 weeks, venue booked, caterer confirmed, invitation sent, honeymoon paid for. Everything was set. Last Saturday, she had her bridesmaids over for a final dress fitting at our place. They were using the living room to try on dresses and have mimosas or whatever. I was supposed to be at my buddy's place watching the game, but I forgot my wallet and came back to grab it. I parked on the street instead of the garage because I was just running in and out. Came through the front door quietly. Wasn't trying to sneak, just didn't want to interrupt their thing. But the moment I stepped inside, I heard them talking, and I stopped. So, are you actually excited for the wedding? One of her friends asked. I recognized the voice, her maid of honor. I mean, my fiancé's voice, hesitant. It'll be nice. That's not exactly enthusiastic, another friend said, laughing. Then my fiancé said the words that ended everything. Look, I'm not marrying him because he's exciting. I'm marrying him because he's safe, he's stable, he'll never cheat, never leave, never do anything unpredictable. That's what I need right now. The exciting guys, they break your heart. He won't break my heart because there's nothing to break. He's just there, reliable, like furniture. Laughter, actual laughter from her friends. So, you're marrying a couch, the maid of honor said. Basically, a very comfortable couch with good benefits. More laughter. I stood in my own hallway in the house I owned, listening to the woman I was about to marry compare me to furniture, to something she settled for, something boring and predictable that exists to serve her needs while she apparently wished she was with someone more exciting. Something inside me went very, very quiet. I walked into the living room. All conversation stopped immediately. My fiancé's face went white. Babe, you're back early. Let's add some excitement. I said my voice was calm, flat. What? You said I'm not exciting, that you're only marrying me because I'm safe. Let's add some excitement to your life right now. I didn't. How much did you hear? Enough. The wedding is off. The silence was deafening. Literally, I could hear the clock ticking in the kitchen. Her maid of honor's jaw dropped. Another friend set down her mimosa like it might explode. You can't be serious, my fiancé finally said. That was just girl talk. I was venting. Venting about how you're settling for me, about how I'm like furniture, about how there's nothing to break because apparently I don't inspire any actual feelings in you. That's not what I meant. Then what did you mean? Please explain it to me. Explain how comparing your future husband to a couch is actually a compliment. She opened her mouth, closed it, looked at her friends for backup. They were suddenly very interested in their shoes. We're done, I said. I'll need you to move out by the end of the week. I'll handle canceling the vendors. You're overreacting. People say things they don't mean when they're with their friends. It was a joke. Nobody was laughing like it was a joke, least of all you. I turned and walked upstairs, grabbed my wallet from the nightstand, walked back down. She was still standing there frozen, champagne glass in hand. The deposit for the venue and caterer are non-refundable. I said, I'll eat those. The honeymoon I can probably get partial credit for. You should call your family and let them know. Let them know what that. You're throwing away for years over one comment that you don't actually love me? That's what you should tell them, because someone who loves you doesn't call you furniture, doesn't laugh about settling for you, doesn't talk about you like you're a consolation prize. She's learned to tolerate. I left, drove to my buddy's place, watched the rest of the game without actually seeing any of it. Well, I got home that night. She was gone. So were half her things. My phone had 34 missed calls, 12 from her, the rest from her mom, her sister, and various friends. I didn't answer any of them. The next morning, I started making calls. First the venue, then the caterer, then the florist, the DJ, the photographer. One by one, I dismantled the wedding week. Spent 11 months planning. Total non-refundable losses, $8,200. That's what it cost to learn that my fiancé saw me as a safety net, not a partner. Honestly, worth every penny. Update 1, 5 days later. The fallout has been intense. Thanks for all the support on the original post. Some of you asked for updates, so here we go. First, the practical stuff. She came back Monday evening with her dad to get the rest of her things. I'd already boxed most of it up. Her dad tried to shake my hand, and I just looked at him. No disrespect, sir, but I'm not really in the mood. He looked uncomfortable, but nodded. They loaded up his truck in about an hour. She tried to talk to me twice. I went upstairs both times. Before she left, she stood in the doorway. This is really it. You're really doing this. You already did this. I'm just responding to it. I love you. You love what I provide. That's not the same thing. She started crying. Her dad put his arm around her and guided her out. I closed the door and didn't feel anything. That scared me a little. Now for the entitlement, because oh boy, did it ramp up. Her mom called me Tuesday morning, didn't even say hello. You need to fix this. My daughter has been crying for 3 days straight. This is ridiculous. Ma'am, your daughter told her friends she's only marrying me because I'm safe and compare me to furniture. I don't think I'm the one who needs to fix anything. That's just how women talk. It doesn't mean anything. You're being dramatic. If my friends asked me if I was excited to marry your daughter and I said, she's boring but reliable, would that be okay? Silence. That's what I thought. Have a nice day. I hung up. Then came her sister. She's 26, very into astrology and energy, and apparently decided I needed to be enlightened. You know, your aura has been really dark lately. I think you're holding on to resentment that's poisoning your ability to forgive. I'm holding on to the fact that your sister sees me as a backup plan. She was just expressing her feminine doubts. Women need to process their feelings verbally. If you can't handle that, maybe you're not evolved enough for partnership. Cool. Then she can find someone more involved. Bye. Click. But the real kicker came Wednesday. My fiancé's best friend, the maid of honor, reached out via text. Long message. I'll summarize. You need to understand that what you heard was taken out of context. She's been stressed about the wedding, and she was just blowing off steam. She loves you so much, you have no idea. This safe thing was actually a compliment because she feels secure with you. Most women would kill for that. You're throwing away something amazing because you can't handle hearing that you're not some bad boy fantasy. Grow up. I screenshotted it and didn't respond. But here's where it gets interesting. That same maid of honor, her boyfriend reached out to me Thursday. Hey man, I heard what happened. Just wanted to say I overheard them talking too. Not on Saturday, but a few weeks ago. Your ex was saying way worse stuff. About how she wished she dated around more before settling. About how her ex was the one that got away, but wasn't stable enough. She's been planning this wedding like a business transaction, not a marriage. I'm sorry you had to find out this way, but you dodged a bullet. I thanked him, asked why he didn't say anything sooner. Honestly, I didn't think it was my place, and I thought maybe I misheard. But when my girlfriend told me what happened Saturday and was defending your ex, I realized the whole friend group thinks this is normal. It's not. That message made me feel better than anything else this week. At least one person understood. Meanwhile, my fiancé, ex-fiancé, started leaving voicemails. They escalated from apologetic to angry to desperate. Day 1, please call me. I need to explain. I love you. I really do. Day 2, this is insane. You're ruining everything because of one conversation for years. Means nothing to you. Day 3, my family is asking questions. My coworkers are asking questions. Everyone had taken time off for the wedding. You're making me look terrible. Day 4, I can't believe you're ghosting me after everything I did for you. After I chose you. That last one chose me like she was doing me a favor. I finally texted back one thing. You chose furniture. Furniture doesn't text back. Petty? Yeah. Satisfying? Absolutely. The wedding was supposed to be in 2 weeks. I've already lost the deposits. I've already told my family. I've already started the process of returning gifts and informing guests. Some people have been supportive. My parents think I made the right call. My best friend said, better to lose $8,000 now than half your assets and divorce later. But her side? They're treating me like I'm the villain, like I'm the one who betrayed someone. The narrative she's spinning is that I abandoned her over a misunderstanding, that I'm emotionally unavailable and punishing her for being vulnerable. I'm not emotionally unavailable. I'm just done being someone's safety net while they wish they were with someone else. Update 2. 2 weeks later, what would have been the wedding day. Today was supposed to be my wedding day. Instead, I spent it returning the rental tuxes and eating Thai food on my couch. It's been 2 weeks since I called things off. The dust has mostly settled, but not before a few more acts of entitlement that I need to document. First, the financial demands. Last week, I got a formal letter, not from a lawyer, but written like one. It was from her dad. He wanted me to reimburse them for their non-refundable expenses related to the wedding. Their hotel room block that guests would have paid for anyway, her dress alterations, the bachelorette party, which already happened, the rehearsal dinner deposit total. He was demanding for $300. I wrote back one line. Your daughter ended this relationship by expressing that she was settling for me. Her choices, her consequences. He didn't respond. Good. Then came the mutual friend situation. We have had a lot of overlapping social circles. Her college friends, my work friends, couples we hung out with together. Most of them have been surprisingly supportive of me, which I didn't expect, but a few have gone full scorched earth. Her cousin's wife texted me a novel about how relationships require forgiveness and no one is perfect, and you're setting an impossible standard that no woman can meet. I replied, the standard is actually want to marry me. That's not impossible. She just didn't meet it. She called me cold and emotionally abusive. I blocked her. Her yoga instructor, yes, her yoga instructor somehow got my number and called to tell me I was creating negative karma by refusing to heal. I don't even know how she got involved. But the real confrontation happened 6 days ago. I was getting groceries, just minding my own business in the cereal aisle, trying to decide between two kinds of granola. And there she was, my ex pushing a cart, looking at me like she'd seen a ghost. Hi, she said. Hey, we just stood there for a second. Two people who almost got married, now strangers in a supermarket. Can we talk? She asked. We're talking. I mean, really talk. Like somewhere private. I don't think that's a good idea. Please. I need closure. I shouldn't have agreed, but something in her voice made me cave. We went to the coffee shop attached to the store, got drinks, sat in a corner booth. I'm sorry, she said. I know that doesn't fix anything, but I need you to know that I'm sorry. For what specifically? For what I said? For hurting you? That's generic. What specifically are you sorry for? She looked confused. For the furniture thing? What about the part where you said, I don't inspire any actual feelings in you? What about nothing to break, because I'm apparently so boring I can't even cause heartbreak? What about calling me a consolation prize in front of your friends? I didn't say all of that. You heavily implied it, and they laughed, and you let them. She looked down at her coffee. I was venting. I was stressed. The wedding was overwhelming. So, you cope with stress by degrading the person you're supposed to marry? I didn't mean it the way it sounded. Then, how did you mean it? Explain to me how I'm marrying him because he's safe, not because he's exciting, is actually a compliment. I've been waiting weeks for this explanation. She started tearing up. I just meant that you're stable, that I can count on you, that you won't hurt me like my exes did. And the exciting thing? I don't know. Sometimes I miss the butterflies, the uncertainty, the rush. But that doesn't mean I don't love you. Yes, it does. That's exactly what it means. You love what I provide. Stability, security, a comfortable life. You don't love me. If you did, I'd be exciting to you. Being with me would give you butterflies. But it doesn't. You said it yourself. That's not fair. Life isn't fair. Neither is overhearing your fiancée tell her friends she's settling for you. She wiped her eyes. So that's it. It's just over. It was over the moment you said those words. I'm just the one who made it official. What am I supposed to do now? The wedding was my dream. This was supposed to be my year. And there it was. Her dream. Her year. Not our future. Not our life together. Hers. That's for you to figure out. I said, good luck. I left my coffee on the table and walked out. Final update. 3 weeks after cancellation. It's been 3 weeks since I called off the wedding. Here's where everything stands. The financial damage is done. Total losses on my end, $8,200 in non-refundable deposits. I'm not pursuing her family for reimbursement because honestly, it's not worth the energy. I'll make good money. I'll recover. The real loss wasn't financial anyway. Her side finally stopped contacting me. I think they got the message after I blocked most of them. Her mom tried one more time through my own mom. Apparently called her to talk some sense into me. My mom told her to kick rocks. Her words, not mine. I love my mom. The maid of honor's boyfriend, the one who reached out to warn me, broke up with her last week. He told me he realized if she thought my ex's behavior was normal, he couldn't trust what she might be saying about him to her friends. Smart guy. We've actually hung out a few times. Weird how this whole disaster created a new friendship. As for my ex, I heard through the grapevine that she's telling everyone I had commitment issues and got cold feet, that I'm emotionally damaged and couldn't handle a real relationship. Classic revisionist history. I don't bother correcting her. The people who matter know the truth. The people who believe her version weren't really in my corner anyway. The one thing I didn't expect, the grief. Not grief for her specifically, but grief for the future I thought I was going to have. The marriage, the house full of kids, the life I've been planning for 4 years. That future is gone now. And even though I made the right call, it still hurts. I've been seeing a therapist. Started last week. Figure I should process this properly instead of just burying it. She asked me what I learned from this whole experience. I said that being safe isn't the same as being valued, and that some people can't tell the difference. She wrote that down. Why I didn't tell her what I'm telling Reddit instead, because you people have been weirdly supportive, is that I'm not angry anymore. I was furious for the first week. Been sad. Now I'm just clear. Clear about what I want. Clear about what I deserve. Clear about the fact that I'd rather be alone than be someone's safety net while they daydream about someone more exciting. Her last attempt to contact came 3 days ago. A handwritten letter dropped in my mailbox. I'll share the highlights. I know you hate me, but I need you to know that I've never regretted anything more. You were the best thing that ever happened to me, and I threw it away because I was scared. I was scared that I didn't deserve you, that you were too good for me. So, I tried to make myself feel better by pretending I was the one settling. I know that doesn't make sense, but please believe me when I say I love you, and I will spend the rest of my life wishing I could take back what I said. I read it twice, then I put in a drawer. Here's the thing. I believe she believes that. I believe she genuinely thinks that's what happened, but intention doesn't erase impact. And what she said, how she said it, who she said it to, the laughter that followed that revealed something true. Maybe not the whole truth, but true enough. She might love me, but she doesn't want me. Not the real me. Not the boring, safe, predictable guy who designs bridges and drives a Honda and remembers to buy her favorite coffee creamer. She wants the feelings I'm supposed to give her. Security, stability, comfort, but she doesn't want the person, and I deserve someone who wants the person. So yeah, the wedding would have been 3 weeks ago. Instead, I've spent that time returning gifts, canceling honeymoon reservations, and talking to a therapist about self-worth. But I've also spent it realizing that I'm not furniture. I'm not a backup plan. I'm not a consolation prize. I'm a guy who designs bridges, who shows up on time, who remembers birthdays, who listens. And somewhere out there, that's exactly what someone is looking for. Not as a safety net, not as a settlement, but as a partner. Until I find her, I'll be here, designing bridges, living my boring, safe, reliable life. Turns out, I'm pretty comfortable with that.